finally got my suspension. Well, most of it anyway. I'm a little bit pissed because I only just noticed now that they didn't include rear springs. So there's a spring purchase right there and the rear struts, but where in this box, if you can tell me if I'm missing something, are the rear springs? I don't see any rear springs. So, not in here. Nope. And not in there. So, that is cool. Waited since June 20th for these, and it is August 3rd now. And they are incomplete, shipped to me that way, and I have no rear springs. So, that is perfect. Sorry for the rant, I just find that a little bit ridiculous because how hard is it to put 2 springs inside of a box? To me, I don't really think it's a big deal, but you know, all you do is just pick up the springs, put them in the box, and close it, tape it up, and ship it. So, I don't know. So, kind of beefing with this whole deal right now. A little bit pissed. So, anyway, I have enough so that I can do most of it, except for the springs, because apparently that's too difficult. And I can put on the tension rods, which are right here. So they managed to ship those without missing any parts. That's T3 tension rods right there. And then I could finally put some tires on those wheels. So I could rock those on the car instead of the stock wheels. But yeah, these look pretty good. So camber plates and everything. The fronts, on the other hand, they seem complete. So here's the Fortune Auto Certificate of Assembly. These are hand assembled, I believe in California. And to be honest, rather than a certificate of assembly, I'd rather have a packing checklist certification. I'm not sure how we can have a rear spring rate because there are no rear springs. Anyway, I'm gonna take most of the coilover kit into the garage right now and be a little less salty because they're gonna look really good on the car. Alright, so I just got under the car and I'm replacing something that I should have done a long time ago, especially when the transmission was out. And I promise this is just how bad it was. I didn't mangle it that much when I took it out, it just kind of popped out. So this is exactly the condition that it was in. So this is the transmission output shaft seal. So basically your drive shaft goes in this inner diameter here. And it's toast. It was just leaking a bunch of transmission fluid out onto my floor. Left a nice big puddle, so I probably have to refill that now anyway. Yeah, there's the new one, and it's not shit and cracked.
These are genuine Suzuki parts, absolutely gleaming.
Smoke. Smoke.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what the last thing I filmed was. I think it was putting together the front suspension. I borrowed some springs from a friend of mine. Just in the meantime, while they're sending me the springs that I ordered. And I'm a little less salty about that now, but it still sucks. I got an alignment on the car. I actually drove it down to an alignment shop just now. Well, the other day. And so that's all good. The suspension is all ready to go and aligned. The car drives straight down the road. One kind of sketchy thing, I'm glad I realized before I went to the alignment shop, I forgot to tighten the bolts all the way for the lower control arms. You're not supposed to tighten them with the wheels drooping because it'll bind the bushing when actual weight is on it. So I was gonna put weight on the wheels and then tighten them, but I forgot. So yeah, those are all good now. And I have been driving it around the block quite a bit and down the street. It goes pretty well. I've been doing some post-swap issues, and something pretty bad just happened. I'll show you what it is here. Here's a spark plug. Just took it out of there because I just blew the head gasket. The head gasket is toast. I was trying to test out the LSD. A little bit, so I just smashed it around this corner like 7,500 RPM on the limiter, or like 75, 8 grand, I don't know what it was, but it works. The OEM LSD does work, so that was fun. But so I slammed it into second gear, rode it out, and then third gear, and then it started to kind of hesitate a little bit, and just a huge cloud of white smoke behind me. The water levels dropped down a little bit, but basically there's the plug, and that whole cylinder is full of water. So that means part of the material in the head gasket between the water gallery, like the pocket that cools the side of the actual cylinder on the block, the part of that in between the actual cylinder and the water gallery is cracked, so it's letting all the water from the gallery into the cylinder. Hopefully I didn't bend any valves, because water, you know, trying to push through those valves and decreasing the amount of volume in the cylinder is actually pretty bad, and I was running it on actual like engine power, so We'll see. The head has to come off anyway, and I'll probably do a little grinding job and check that. So that's a bit of a bummer. Anyway, it gives me a good chance to refresh that cylinder head a little bit. But it was stupid of me not to do it while the engine was out of the car. But I thought it was alright. It was perfectly fine in my other car that it was in. So now I have to do a head gasket and machine the head. Just when I was like getting ready to actually daily drive this car, now I have to take it all apart. So cars are pretty cool. I don't know. I have a couple beers in me now, so I'm like less annoyed than I was. Like I was really pissed a couple minutes ago, but it is what it is. This happens. You can't expect everything to work well on a car, but it's so weird because it was fine in the other car, and now I put it in the old, abandoned, forgotten, cursed Corolla that doesn't want to have an engine that runs. So now it is immobile, just like it has been for the last 15 years, but I didn't get any footage of it running and driving. I'm so mad about that. But so yeah, I'm gonna continue hating this and buy a head gasket, head bolts, and just slap that in real quick in a couple days, because I'm completely over cars at the moment. But you know, it happens. And also, I had to go back to the FX16 alternator because my brand new one didn't want to charge the car anymore. So that alternator is toast. My head gasket is toast. The whole top end of the motor has to come off now, and I have to send the head to get machined. So yeah, this was supposed to be like a pretty cool video, like driving and just racing it around and stuff, but I'm kind of over it right now. So gonna return in a couple days. Videos are gonna be kind of sparse. I don't know, I'm just gonna put the head gasket in and, you know, work out the couple issues that it will have after that, and should be getting ready for driving videos. So anyways, hope you're having more fun than me right now. So later.